Okay, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Seneca County Board of Commissioners meeting. It's Thursday, November 9th, 10 a.m., and this is our regular board session. And we open the meeting with the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
So in the spirit of Veterans Day tomorrow, we have several veterans in the room, but I've asked Dennis Snay to lead us in prayer. Are you retired? Or
No,
you
no,
still
I
active?
have 6 more days left.
6 more days, so we have an active duty veteran, or an active duty military person in our group that will lead us in prayer. Thank you for your service.
Thank you for your support. All right, bow your heads. Please pray in your way as I do in mine. All right, Lord, just like to thank you for bringing us together. You know, Lord, it's not by accident that we are here. It's by your design. And give us the wisdom, your word, Lord. And, you know, we make friends for the future, and that we plant your seeds, Lord, your words. And we thank you for all that is given here. And it's in your name. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Thank you. Thank you. Roll call.
Commissioner Paradiso,
Here?
Commissioner Schuff,
Here.
Commissioner Frankert.
Here. So at this time, I'll accept the motion to approve the digital audio recording of our previous board session last week, November 2nd.
So moved. Second.
Okay, roll call.
Commissioner Frankert,
Yes.
Commissioner Schuff,
Yes.
Commissioner Paradiso.
Yes. Thank you. So first on the agenda, we have a public hearing regarding the Good Shepherd bond hearing. You were here, was it last week or 2 weeks ago? Melissa's here. Yeah, so please come on up, and I guess this will constitute the official hearing for Good Shepherd, the bond hearing. This is the official meeting.
Thank you.
You're-
So you all have a little bit of a background about the financing,
Yes.
but for purposes of the public hearing, I'll give a little spiel.
Yes.
First of all, good morning and thank you for your time today. My name is Melissa Santiago and I'm a public finance attorney at Dinsmore and Scholl, who's serving as bond counsel on this financing. And the resolution that we're asking the commission to consider today is regarding the county's issuance of potential hospital facilities improvement revenue refunding bonds for the benefit of Good Shepherd Home, which is located in Fostoria within Seneca County. And the bonds would be in an amount not to exceed $7 million. The proceeds of the bonds will be loaned to Good Shepherd Home for the purposes of refinancing existing debt obligations that financed the cost of capital improvements, qualifying as hospital facilities under the tax code and all located within Summit County. Having the county act as issuer for the bonds will allow Good Shepherd Home to take advantage of tax exempt borrowing and continue to provide services to the public at affordable costs. Please note that even though the county is serving as issuer, these bonds are not debt of the county and no taxpayer dollars will be pledged or used to pay back the bonds. The bonds do not constitute debt or general obligations of the county and do not in any way affect the ability of the county to issue bonds for its own purposes. And I'm happy to answer any questions that anyone might have. Otherwise, thank you for considering the resolution.
Okay, thank you. Are we going to, is this the time to take action on the resolution? Or wait till-
We can do
We
it
can
now,
do it now?
or we can do it at the end. I'll just do it at the end. I think it might be easier.
Okay, so, thank you.
Sweat a little bit, maybe see what we're going to
Yeah. So, we all talked to the prosecutor separately, and we're good with this, so we'll formalize everything at the end. I see we have a lot of papers to sign,
Yes.
so hang in there with us, okay?
Thank you for that, no problem.
But, thank you, and, you know, we appreciate Good Shepherd. They do great things for our county, and they're always trying to get better, and if we can help them in this way, great.
Thank you, they
Thank you.
appreciate it.
Yeah,
Good community partner.
Okay, commissioner reports. You can flip a coin, Bill.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead.
So last Friday is over to the grand opening of the National Machinery, the CNC lab that they were doing at Terrace State, along with Tony. Boy, what a great lab in there. I mean, there was machines and, you know, we're thankful for, you know, Andrew with National Machinery to help fund that, the machines and everything, to try to educate kids, get more kids in the workforce, right out of high school into Terra and then right into the workforce then. So what a great collaborative effort that was. It was fantastic, good turnout and stuff on that. So that's always glad to be at events like that. That's definitely, you know, putting kids on a path to a career. Monday, did the Board of Elections training and for the Tuesday election and worked the polls at Fostoria, and actually they're a little short, so my son Brady was off on Tuesday, so Monday night he got signed up to work, so him and Janet worked out to NCOS out there, and I worked over in Fostoria to UAW Hall, so we kind of divided and conquered and stuff on that to help them out being short. There's actually, the way Jim said, must have been a group of them went out to eat on the weekend before, and they all got sick, so that was,
Do we pay you for that day that you were?
yes.
Oh, the county pays.
Yeah, right, it's all, it all pays the same, it's like, yeah. Minimum wage,
Make
right,
sure,
if that
yeah.
even, so, right. So, yeah, so, no,
Thank
it's
you
good,
for
I tell
doing
you,
that.
that's, yeah, what a great, yeah, it's always enjoyable to work out there, and what a busy day too, and that's what, you know, turnout was, yeah, usually around about 300, I think we did 388 out there then, so it was busy all day, it was good. And then, just so you guys know, on December 2nd, I did sign us up for the Christmas parade. You guys come, we'll do it for sure, whoever wants to participate in that, will be in the Christmas parade. So.
Who's gonna dress up like Santa Claus?
I see Tony's probably the closest. He's got his beard going on right now, so we'll have to let him keep going there. So,
All right.
Yeah, be the handsome Claus, right?
We're good.
So, very good. So that's all I have right now.
Thank you. December 2nd.
December
We'll
2nd,
be
yeah,
there.
Saturday morning.
When is the lighting of the, you know, Em?
December 1st.
It's the night before.
The night before.
It's the night before. They do it
Yeah.
a Friday night at
Yeah, Chris
5.
Kringle.
I believe they do it at 5.
Yeah, one of us need to be to that.
I'll be there for sure for that. Yeah.
We'll go. Okay.
And I think they're doing something too over here at the church. You're gonna have like, the organs and sing and stuff on that too, right, Adam? Is that?
Yep, that they're,
Have you got any
they just
update
did some
on
work over there to kind of beautify and restore a little bit of that church. And they're going to be having some events during Christmas in there
Okay.
involving the historic organ.
Yep. And then I think, Adam, too, just in case weather and stuff, they're going to be, where's,
Oh gosh, was it the chandelier?
no, I thought it was the, maybe yeah, we'll have to find out on that, just in
Yeah, I
case,
can-
the last year
I
they
can
ran it
ask
and had
Bob,
to, yeah, been on that, in case something weather-wise, that night they had to hurry up and move stuff the night last year, so yeah, so, but we'll get more details on that.
Okay.
Yeah, it's been a busy week here at the Commissioner's office, had a lot going on. Last Thursday, went to a networking event for the Chamber. It was one of their After 5 events that was held out at Compass Motors. Well attended, had some food and stuff, good networking opportunity. I just realized when I went out there, they're almost 100 years in business, which is really good for a local business. Last Thursday, after our Commissioners meeting, I attended the downtown annual accreditation. We had our downtown boards down there, met with Main Street, Ohio. Went very well, very smooth. It's a very well-oiled machine as far as the downtown committees go and the subcommittees. We always get rave markings on that, so that was good to be at and just kind of get some pointers, advice, what other towns are doing, what works, what doesn't, but happy to be there. Tuesday, as Commissioner Frankert alluded, we had the election day. Bill was working out there at the UAW. I was working as a rover, but good attendance, good turnout compared to past years. I think the issues really brought a lot of people out. The more people that come out to vote, the better. What was it? Was it 40, 50% of registered voters?
51.75% voter turnout.
Okay, yeah. I mean, compared to past years, that's good. I mean, I'd like to see it get up to 100% one year, but yeah, the more the merrier. No, big thank you though. I mean, I say this every year, and I know it sounds repetitive, but big thank you to Lori, Jim, Brian, Amanda, and our board down there. Every year it gets smoother. They fine tune things. I volunteered last 8, 9, 10 years, but going from the old regional playing space where we were stuck in there like sardines, They have a little more room to work now, and just each year they add a new leg or element to it, so thank you to them and all their
Shout
hard
out
work.
to Jimmy too.
Jimmy, he did
Jimmy.
the live
Yep.
feed, yeah.
Jimmy, if you're listening, big shout out to you too. Thanks
Yeah.
for donating your time. We had the ribbon cutting here yesterday for
We
Smoke
haven't
Life
paid him
Cycles.
yet, so that was good. So maybe he'll.
Jimmy will let you know.
Thanks for your service, yeah.
See you next year. We had the ribbon cutting for Spoke Life Cycles yesterday, so this is their 5th location. They opened up here in downtown Tiffin / Seneca County. Well attended. Senator Reineke and Representative Click were even there. Retail's important. Here for the county, a lot of our income comes from property tax, sales tax, so we want to build a strong retail community, but thanks for the chamber for putting on that. Also did radio interviews. Was over in Fostoria. Did an interview with Dawn at 96.7 WBVI. Did WTTF this morning. Gave some county updates to our citizens listening in on the radio. Also stopped out at the Bloom Scipio Venice Reed site here. They're making good progress. Things are rolling along, so it's nice to see them out there plugging away here as it gets colder out. Also had some meetings over in Fostoria this week. Met with FEDC, the chamber. Went to check on some of our winners here from the past years from the Fostoria Launch Contest, or Launch Fostoria Contest. 2 of the 3 are open. The 3rd will be open here probably in the next month, but just nice to see them doing good, succeeding, thriving. They're growing, so it's nice to see their downtown starting to rejuvenate over there on the west side of the county, so congrats to all them. Let's see here, Republican luncheon this week, the commissioners and FEDC, TCEP, we were working on the state capital budget, communicating, trying to get our priorities in line, so that was very productive. Tonight we have the Veteran of the Year Award at the MVETS, so I know I'll be there, I believe you will, Commissioner Frank if he can make it. And then that's all I have here for the county. And then I adopted a dog on Saturday, so I have a new family member. His name's Frank, it's a bulldog. Yeah, so, new family member.
All right, thank you. It's great. Couple of things.
You always say the dog kind of resembles the owner, right?
I'm already there, I'm already there.
So after last meeting, Mr. Brian Baugh took a drive out to County Cemetery, and it was awesome to ride with you. Thank you. You worked out there for many years, so you have that whole institutional knowledge, and it was very informative, so more to come on that. So thank you as we got an update on those facilities. We just add on to Bill at Terra, the CNC lab. So as technology's changing and there's new equipment and new software, schools, education, they need to update their classrooms and the way they're teaching too. So when students go out into the real world, they're being taught. So you can't teach class anymore with a chalkboard, you know. And so Terra has been renovating their labs. They did the welding lab, the National and Haas. It's pretty impressive. So I'm looking at Mr. Bribel because he worked there for years. But it's really awesome, and they have plans the next couple of years to continue to basically renovate all the labs. And so I was really impressed with a lot of national people were there. And of course, Mr. Cownow was there, and it was nice. Did an interview with J.D. Pulley, Channel 13, with the sheriff regarding our jail feasibility study. That's what it is. It's a study. We obtained a grant, and we're at the beginning stages of just gathering a bunch of information to see how we can address the jails, the flow into the jails, the mental health is 60% of the inmates. So it's interesting. So more to come on that. It's going to take a little bit. This will be ongoing for a while, so everybody knows. EMS, Barb and I had at least 3 meetings. We probably had more separately, but we were together for 3 meetings. Making some progress. I'm leaving today right after the meeting to go to Green Springs. I'm meeting with the administrator there to discuss taking that over on the 1st.
1st of January.
1st of January. But when I say Green Springs, it's a nursing home there in Green Springs. There's, that's a whole different type of call, you know, when you get a 911 call in a nursing home, ventilators, and just, so we want to make sure we know where everything is, good communication, we're trained, we have equipment. And so that's going pretty well actually as well. So this meeting is with Don and I, with the head person over there. So looking forward to continuing progress with EMS, capital projects. As you mentioned, I think we've identified some projects, and we're going to float those out there. Really been busy, actually. No, we won't be here tomorrow, it's Veterans Day, so the county's closed. And we'll jump in next week, I guess. So, over to you.
I just have a couple of things. Just want to let you know that Board of Health has moved back into their building at 92 West Perry Street. West Perry Street, East Perry Street, not sure.
East.
Is it East? I'm sorry.
I was there this morning.
They have moved back, so that building is officially open again. Building department again is back into that office as well. I attended the EMS site building meeting on Tuesday. I had 2 commissioners that were working the polls, and then I had a commissioner with an interview, so I got nominated, I guess. All the concrete has been poured out there. They were working on getting in the main electrical. They are working on tiling the ditch and filling that in. There is a change order for that in the amount of $10,815. It basically is, I believe it's to install 200 feet of 15-inch dual wall tile, and then they're going to backfill that to kind of level off the ditch a little bit. So I will be signing off on that today for that change order. I also attended Budget Commission on Tuesday. Nothing real pressing there. They've already approved the certified revenue for 24 at 21.8 million, I believe, is the number.
No changes.
No changes as far as I know. Then the other thing that I had a couple of departments ask about the Christmas holiday, because of the way Christmas falls this year. The county always gets half a day on Christmas Eve and the full day for Christmas. Because Christmas falls on Monday, normally what would happen, they would get Christmas off, but normally what would happen, their half a day would, I think, should fall on Friday. So the offices would be closed at noon on Friday for that half a day. So just, if you guys are agreeing to that, I'll just put out a memo to the departments and let them know that's how we plan to address that.
Half-day Friday.
Half-day Friday, and full day on Monday, go back to work
So
on the 26th.
next year, when Christmas is on Tuesday, everybody's going to come to work on Monday.
Monday, and the half-day on
Work till noon.
Tuesday, half a
And
day
work
on,
till noon on Monday, because Christmas will be on Tuesday.
no, Christmas will fall on Wednesday because it's a
Okay,
leap year
Wednesday.
next year.
Leap year, boy, you throw that in. Okay.
Leap year.
So we'll work Monday,
So you'll
half-day
have Tuesday, be off on
Yeah.
Wednesday, come back on Thursday and Friday, so. But that's, just so that everybody's aware,
So then that'll.
Yeah. yeah, and I think going forward with the holidays schedule, I know it's in our handbook that we have certain days. I think maybe at the beginning of the year, I'm gonna start just doing a calendar and just putting it out that these are the holidays and these are the dates that we're going to actually observe them, so we don't have these questions.
I think that's great.
So that's, I guess that's, I'll put
Just so
that
the
on.
public knows, it gets a little tricky because we have all these electeds, and electeds, so you could be the courts, for example, and the court could say, we're gonna work all day Friday. And they still can do that.
They can. Mhm.
But it really works out great if we can all get out ahead of it
Mhm.
and have a decision like this, and all the time, everybody goes with it. But when you don't do it, then it gets,
Yes.
the auditor's open, the treasurer's closed, the courts are, and it gets a little crazy. So I appreciate you getting ahead of it, and then it would be great next year with a calendar, then when that comes out, if any of the electeds want to say anything, or then that would be the time to do it.
Correct.
So, good, thank you.
I brought up, last week about the, money for the, virtual attorney visitation room out at the sheriff's office last week. I got a little bit more information on this. It is kind of sort of a grant. We have to pay for this room up front before we will be reimbursed for it. And they will reimburse up to $425,000. They requested Klaus Construction come out just to kind of give them an estimate so that they could put this in to the ICE proposal. And the proposal that Klaus came back with, Klaus Construction, was $350,000. So with that large of a dollar amount, I have to put it out for bid. We either have to bid it as a actual component, or we have to come up with a design build team to take this on. So it's going to be a little bit of a work in progress for this.
Would the grant cover 100% or a certain percentage?
It covers up to $425,000.
Okay.
So
So,
we have no problem.
but we
There's two
have to
things.
upfront the money.
But so, I'll speak for me. I have no problem moving forward with the grant, as you described it, being reimbursed up to 100%. So before we get into bidding and all that, let's make sure the three of us are, what do you think?
Yeah, as long as that, and I know it's reimbursed, what is the time frame of the grant? Do we have a?
There's
window?
really not. This is just, what I received was actually just a continuation, or a modification to the contract.
This is part of the jail contract with ICE.
Right.
Now ICE wants to come in.
The period of performance
further-
states that it's through the end of January of '24. But I believe that money is on the table until we complete it. I have not had verification of that.
Good.
But because they're modifying the current contract that we have, I believe that money would still be available. Because there's no way we can turn around and get this room built in,
By
2
next year
months.
this time.
There's no way.
So that's why I just want to make
Is-
sure.
15.
ICE is making the ask though that we have this?
I believe that the sheriff's office actually asked ICE to do it, if they would grant them this money to put in this virtual, and it's basically going to have 2 booths in this room with computers and IT infrastructure and security equipment, so that the inmates, detainees basically, can have access to their attorney without their attorney having to come to the jail.
It saves resource, because you have to go take the inmate out, escort them up, put them in a room, wait till they're done, take them back. This will make it a lot easier.
So I think
Do you have any
maybe,
questions on that?
I was just curious whether this was a request or a
I
requirement.
think it's just a request.
Okay.
So I think maybe next week or the week after, we might ask the sheriff to come in and maybe explain it a little bit more.
We're good with it.
That
I
way,
mean, let's move forward, but let's bring him in and answer all these questions.
I always ask, is it a need or a want? But
I think it's a request. I did talk to him about this. It's a request, a hard request, because he knows it's 100% reimbursed.
Okay.
If he didn't know it was 100% reimbursed, I think we'd be having a different conversation.
yeah.
And also with the ICE, I mean, they're coming
Then
in from
that
all
would be
over,
needed.
too.
Correct.
That's why.
if we can get the money back, I don't mind
Yeah, I
front.
think, so I think that's a good point, but in this case, if we can build it under 425 and they're gonna pay up to 425, then I'd say we support the process, but with getting all these details.
As long as we
worked out.
have, we're not robbing Peter Pace.
So you're good, we'll keep running with it.
Yeah, I'll get ahold of the sheriff and we'll get him on the
You can-
calendar
you
to
can
come
either
in,
call him
and
direct,
then
might as
we
well
can
keep
have
him
any
on.
questions answered,
Yeah.
and then we can move forward
it's
with whatever we need to do
And
to.
we'd be okay to front this without, I mean,
Might be a little tight, but
Tight, that's
we'll,
what you might
we'll try to get the bid down
done
as,
it before.
yeah, we'll try to get the bid down as far as we can,
Yeah.
and then, try to get it completed as quickly as possible. so that we can get that money back.
It'll be like an additional wing they'll built to the jail?
I'm not certain of how or where they want to put this.
I think it's inside, I think they're gonna redo something inside.
I think that's what that was my understanding, that they were gonna reuse
that's all
a
good.
space
Have him come in and
that is a
explain it.
void for them right
Lieutenant
now.
Planning.
Gotcha, okay.
So, but we can have more conversation with the sheriff at a later time, so. I believe that's all I have.
Any old business from anybody? Moving on, You good, Sup, Paps?
Okay. I have several requests from the general fund. Salaries for $44,953.37. Medicare for $651.82. OPERS for $6,293.47. This is was an agreement that the prior administrator, Jamie, agreed with the prosecutor regarding his initial budget. He requested a higher dollar amount. We gave him a lesser dollar amount, but he hired a couple of interns this summer, gave a couple of his attorneys raises to kind of keep them because he's having issues even retaining them. So this is basically an
Gets into
agreement.
the end.
It gets into the end of
We
the
knew
year.
this was coming.
Yep.
We agreed to it.
We had agreed to it earlier, I believe. Also out of general fund, I have court professional and experts for $15,000. This is for Common Pleas 1. Also $5,000 in supplies also for Common Pleas 1. The American Rescue Plan Fund for $66,096.96. This is for some probate scanning, and I believe, again, this was something that was agreed upon. I have $6 for the Unclaimed Money Trust Fund. This is for an unclaimed check that was cashed from 2022. Again, this is a fund that we move things when checks are go uncashed to an unclaimed monies, and then when someone claims it, we ask for that money to be taken out of that or add to that fund so it can be paid out. General Special Projects Fund for contract services in the amount of $1,652. This is to pay Attorney Grandillo for pivot services. Again, we spoke about her a couple of weeks ago. I have the Justice Center Operating Fund salaries for $5,558.91. Medicare for $80.60. Workers' Comp for $152.87. And OPERS for $1,006.16. This is for the court security for the remainder of the year. I think it was just a little shy. I think we miscalculated at the beginning of the year when we did budget. I have the...
So I think I know this, but I'm going to clarify it for all of us. So general fund pays,
No.
yeah, so.
Well,
the sheriff-
technically,
okay,
yes.
So the people at the courthouse work for the sheriff.
Correct.
Okay, so it's, just clarify for me because I'm having a brain fade.
Yeah, it's the three individuals that work security at the JJC work for the sheriff.
Right.
Generally, in the past, I think it's been changed 3 or 4 years since the Justice Center opened. They were paid out of general fund. Now we pay them out of an operating fund for the Justice Center. I think that was kind of an agreement because they are not just working for the county, they also work for the city because our municipal court
So the
is also
city-
in that building.
they
The
are
city
what?
reimburses us a
25%.
dollar amount, and I think we've changed the contract so that it's a specific dollar amount every year that they reimburse the county. And this is part of that reimbursement money that the city pays
Okay, so
to
when we
us.
do the sheriff's budget, this is one thing we haven't talked about. We talked about the resource officers and deputies in Bethville and whatever, but the three over there that are on the sheriff's head count, that's coming out of his budget, but we are getting reimbursed. Should we add those to the group of?
Yes, in a roundabout way, I guess, yes. The
Yeah, but
answer
I
is
just wanna-
yes.
Yeah, I kind of forgot about that. Yeah.
So, but yes, there are 3 of them over there, Monday through Friday, so.
So it's not the sheriff's
Well-
budget, it's general fund.
Technically, it's not general fund,
It's the
but
court.
it's the
Comes out
court
of the court.
system itself. We fund,
We pay
we
into that.
fund the operating fund, commissioners fund that, because we have to pay utilities and we have to
So we
pay.
do pay it that through there, so.
In a roundabout way, it comes out of the commissioner's
So
general
Mayor
fund.
elects here, and the way the Justice Center works is the county pays 75% of all those bills, the city pays 25, right? So under this method, the city, and we have a elect council person here, the city is actually, by paying into that operating fund, paying 25% of the salaries of the security that's there versus the county paying 100% of the security. So we've got
Well,
it coming out of
yeah,
the
that's not,
Justice.
not the only thing that the city's paying for. They're paying for the utilities as well
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
over there.
Yeah.
And, so that 25% that the city pays to the county
It's
is.
just everything
is
over there,
Everything that's
including-
over this, including
Okay,
this,
that's
that
good
the
clarification.
25% comes from the city because we have 4 floors over there. We just, it was just
Municipal,
easy
yes,
to.
4 floors.
And we probably wouldn't object if they want to go to 35 or 40.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Someone might have.
Yeah, fantastic, yeah, thank you.
So what was happening before, not that, I'm sorry for getting, but I
No.
think it's a good time
You're
to talk
okay.
about it.
Right,
But what was happening before is, I think Dale Thornton did it. We were actually taking all the actual bills, adding them up, dividing them by 75, 25, billing at the end of the year.
Correct.
Nothing, it just was crazy. So the way we settled it was, we took the prior year's bills and we just did 75, 25, and then the city pays 25.
Yeah,
I
and there's
think we
a,
call it a day. I don't even know if there's a true up or is there a
there,
true
no,
up?
there is not a true up anymore, but
So-
there's a 3% increase every
And then
year.
it just goes up and it seems to kind of all be working. You know, not that anybody could ever, we could always revisit it, but it's very simple and it kind of,
Yeah. I think it was an
works,
average
yeah.
of, I think it was an average of like 2 or 3 years that they decided on that number, and then it was a
and it
3%.
just goes up 3, and so it's, and everybody's happy. In your administrative world, all the paperwork's a lot less.
Okay.
And, yeah, so I'm glad as we try to figure out cost centers, and, you know, the sheriff needs more people, and I'm advocating for the sheriff right this minute, because he takes 3 and puts them there, and he takes a couple and puts them in schools, and he takes a few and he sends them to Bethel and New Riddle and Attica, and he doesn't really, they're on assignment. But yet they come out of his budget and his head count, and we get reimbursed for a lot of that, but he doesn't get credit for it. So we're trying to thread the needle and find a happy medium where he can get some, he's not penalized, but he doesn't, you know, so we're just trying to balance everything out. And this is part of that process, that's why I bring it up. But it's also good that we clarify.
Well, one thing
how it's
too
working.
is Bloomville's police levy did not pass.
I saw
So
it.
that, I don't
Oh.
know if that's gonna be a little
Yeah.
bit of a, what's gonna happen there, if they're gonna try to redo it, or,
Okay.
so that just a
Right.
target thing, something you might
Well,
have
that's
more
something
over
we have
here.
to ask with them, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
so just, heads up.
And I think in addition, finally, and you can clarify this for us, in addition to this operating fund, there's a capital fund.
Correct.
And we do the same thing, right?
Correct.
75, 25, and I think that's got a couple $100,000
Yes.
plus in it. So when it's time to put a new door, boiler or something in,
The money is already
We've got
there,
money
and we
there.
just do it.
to keep that Justice Center looking like it does. You know, there's money going into that fund.
Correct.
So, good,
Yep.
thank you.
Just on that topic too, I wanted to talk to the other commissioners about this in open session. So I know a few meetings ago we discussed about having those metal detectors for security. When I was over in Fostoria, there is zero security up there for Judge Best. We don't have any, but I mean, they definitely would like or want to use one of those metal detectors that we are not currently utilizing. I think there was 2 of them, but they can be manned or supervised by dispatch, I had found out. I mean, there's no security over there in Fostoria when Judge Best goes over there to do court cases. I think it would give them a little bit of peace of mind to have.
We have,
have a metal detector.
we have to, I mean, that's something you could have brought up in old business, not because we were gonna finish this up at. But
That's
I think,
fine.
I'm glad you brought it up, but I think you should get with the county administrator and you guys work it out.
Okay.
Do you guys have any thoughts on that? We'll
I
talk
have
about it
no-
later, but.
I have no, I'm not against that at all. We have two, we're gonna give them out. And if there's three people that want them, and we only have two, then I don't
Figure
really
it
need
out,
to get
yeah.
involved in it.
Okay.
You two figure it out. I think you should meet with the commissioner. And
Okay.
that's a reasonable request,
Yep.
it's fair, and I'm glad you brought it up.
All right.
But if that's okay.
That's
then
fine.
let's
Yeah, no,
move
that's
on.
fine.
Let's move on.
Just
and-
want to get your guys' opinion.
Yeah, thank you. No, that's fine. You good with that? Okay. Sorry, back to victims.
Okay, so then we
Next
have,
line.
Public Assistance Fund, salaries, for employees at $500,000. This is to get them through the rest of the year. This is for JFS. I think portion of that $250,000 that we transferred to them last week is part of this to cover their final expenses for the year. And just so you know, they may have to come back and ask for additional money for Medicare and OPERS because that wasn't included in here, and everybody seems to forget that, so just, it might come up.
And you have to put that in a separate line.
Yes,
Right,
they
yeah,
all
that
have to
has
go
to
to
be-
separate
can't
lines,
just
so,
be-
yeah, it's one of
Pay
those,
everything out of
so,
that, yeah.
Sure.
See you, Shirley.
So then the next I have is the Victims of Crime Act, or VOCA. I'm gonna just kind of read these through rather quickly.
Okay.
I have salaries at $20,440, salaries cash at $3,549, Medicare at $296.38, Medicare cash at $91.05, OPERS at $2,861.60, OPERS cash at $496.86, workers' comp at $306.60, workers' comp cash at $94.19, hospitalization at $4,153.85, hospitalization cash at $1,030.77, salaries for the SVAA grant at $1,400, OPERS for the SVAA grant at $196, Medicare for the SVAA grant at $20.30, workers' comp SVAA grant at $21, contract services SVAA grant at $900, and supplies for the SVAA grant of $600, and software license and service for the SVAA grant of $1,000. This is for their new budget cycle that started in October.
Got it.
Take a deep breath.
Alrighty, yes.
You need some oxygen.
I think I do.
Okay.
And the last thing I have is the County Sewer District Fund contract services for $2,500. This is for Hammer Heisman utilities and the contract services that are provided for them.
Make a motion, we approve the sup apps as presented.
Second?
Okay, any further discussion? We had a little robust discussion earlier.
Yeah.
Any additional discussion? Anything on this? Good? Okay, roll call.
Commissioner Frankert,
Yes.
Commissioner Schuff,
Yes.
Commissioner Paradiso.
Yes. Thank you. So, one more time, anything? you wanna
Just a
bring
little
up?
bit of new business, so we're working on the policy and stuff for regional planning, so I can report you guys review and stuff on that. We have a meeting next Thursday then on that, so we get them, just kind of buzz through some
Okay.
stuff that, kind of working on.
Haven't really looked at it.
You're right, exactly, so just kind of, review that, and if you got anything you want to add, subtract, or whatever on that, Barbara Dibble did a nice job, she kind of started reviewing it and had some comments and stuff on it too, so,
Yeah.
it's great on that, so.
I'm trying to remember, does that pretty much mirror the county's policy manual? I mean, I know they had some different tweaks or some different.
Well,
Caveats.
that'll be one, and that's one of the things we're looking at is the credit card is to try to get that more mirrored to the county. There's a change of stuff going on with that. They kind of have their own policy and stuff with that, so I think the best thing is just to try to get it to kind of mirror ours and stuff.
I think there's two things going on. There's the, kind of like the duties and vision and function of regional planning. And then to your point, the policies, et cetera, that go with that, because they're not, a lot of times they don't align with the county.
Yep.
They haven't in the past, but I think
This is kind of, yeah,
There's
kind of
a lot
a couple
going
things
on
on, right, as far as, yeah, that's
So that
exactly
they're
right. Yeah.
both your questions are valid
Yeah, going
questions.
through everything, and as far as her, what she's allowed to spend and all that stuff.
I think we're doing well in the sewer transfers now.
I have not
So
heard
far.
anything
I've seen a
on,
bunch of emails, seems like everybody's talking.
I provided the letter to Charlene and asked for a peaceful transition,
Yeah, and she sent one back and everything's good, we're working together.
So-
So, unless we hear anything,
Yeah.
we're assuming that we're on
Yeah.
track.
I can check with Julie
all good.
as well to
Yeah.
see if things are going, if she's
We don't
getting
want it not to
information
be
or.
smooth.
Right,
and
mhm.
It's all good. Okay. Anything else? Public comment. Audience, anyone like to speak? Lee?
Yeah, Lee Wilkinson here. I just want to thank the Tiffin community for their support through voting. I'll assume the duties of the Tiffin City Mayor on January 1st, 2024. I don't know what the swearing-in date will be yet, but I'll let you know as soon as I do.
Please let us know.
Yeah, let us know, yeah.
Yeah, we would love to come there. Thanks for stopping in too, the day after your election. And, yeah, I look forward to working with you.
That'll be great.
Dennis? Same.
Pretty much mirror the sentiment there, and it was a learning experience, and I really appreciate all the support, of everyone, and definitely will be taking care of the Fourth Ward. I mean, the citizens of Tiffin, they want to speak with me. I'll pass the word along and try to help them out also, all the citizens, but the Fourth Ward, I'm very protective. I'll be their Papa Bear and
That's good.
take
That's
care
your
of
area.
them. I also have a question, just on the old business. Where's that EMS building going up at?
It's going up, on 224 over by Bloomville.
Oh,
Bloom Township.
oh, okay, all right.
Past County Road, or past 19 where the diner is.
Yeah.
A mile and a quarter on the right.
Oh, okay, past that, okay.
Yeah, you can't miss it when you come up the hill. You can't miss it.
Okay,
Not exactly, but kind of between Seneca East and the corner.
all right, okay, all right. I was just curious.
Good. Anything else? Anybody else? Adam?
To Commissioner Frankert's question regarding the weather issue around Chris Kringle, the Masons have been very kind and have offered that first floor space should there be any weather issues. I know last year it was a bit blustery. So if there are any other issues for Chris Kringle, the Masons, the Masonic Lodge on Washington Street will be the sort of secondary.
Pretty spacious in there
We
too.
didn't forget you, Melissa. So I will at this time make a motion.
There are two other resolutions I have on the
So
books
we-
too, so
did
we
we-
didn't do resolutions.
That's
We need
where
to go
we're
back,
at.
yeah, that's where we're
So I
at.
jumped ahead of public
You
comment.
did.
Let's finish public comment and then we'll end the meeting. Yeah. Hey, Brent, I think this happens, We're human. Okay, any other public comment? Now, we'll go to resolutions.
Thank you.
You smiling at me, Ben, because I screwed up here?
Happens.
It happened.
You-
Ben's like rookie mistake.
Yeah. I don't have that excuse anymore.
Got a little senior one here.
Yeah.
All right, so I just have three resolutions. Resolution authorizing a repayment of a fund advance from the general fund to the county CDBG 21 fund in the amount of $15,000. They are repaying this back to the general fund.
Motion for approval.
Discussion? Roll call?
Commissioner Frankert,
Yes.
Commissioner Schuff,
Yes.
Commissioner Paradiso.
Yes.
A resolution reappointing Gerald Niedermeyer to the Tiffin Seneca Public Library Board of Trustees term expiring December 30th, 2030.
So move. Second.
Just one more little discussion, Cheyenne. In the past, we would get a bio on these people. We used to do that a lot. In the last couple, we haven't. So that's my request to you two.
I can tell you, I do have a letter from the library that,
Yeah. So I just didn't see it. It's not a big deal, but it might be nice if you circulate it to us ahead or scan it or, I just like to read them. But we're good.
Just considering, he's requested to be considered a reappointment. He is president and CEO of Republic Bank. Contributes a wealth of financial and business to our decision-making process. His insights and expertise has served the library well in the past, and we hope to make that continued use for in the future.
Okay, thanks for reading. He's a great guy. No problem. It's more the
Yep,
procedure than
That's
the
fine.
guy.
If
Okay.
you want somebody to keep a close eye on the money, get a banker.
yeah, you're absolutely right.
Roll call.
Commissioner Frankert,
Yes.
Commissioner Schuff,
Yes.
Commissioner Paradiso.
Yes. Now is the time. Drum roll.
And the last resolution I have is,
It's not on my sheet.
it's not on the sheet, but I have it. A resolution determining the necessity and authorizing the issuance and sale of hospital facilities refunding and improvement revenue bonds, Series 2023, Good Shepherd Home Obligated Group of the County of Seneca, Ohio, in a principal amount not to exceed $7 million, authorizing the execution and delivery of an agreement of lease and a sublease, a bond purchase agreement, and an assignment of rights with respect to said Series 2023 bonds, and authorizing and approving related materials.
So move.
Second?
Okay, discussion. Vetted this all out with the prosecutor. Any other discussion? Did that sound right to you?
Yes.
Okay. You good with everything?
Yes, and I have a ton of signatures
Okay.
for this. so.
Roll call.
Commissioner Frankert,
Yes.
Commissioner Schuff,
Yes.
Commissioner Paradiso.
Yes.
That is
Start
all
signing.
I have. That is all I have, yeah.
Okay, next meeting will be next Thursday.
Yes, the 16th.
Okay, meeting adjourned.